Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my predictions for Manchester United's game against Newcastle at St James's Park. So I'm going to go for a Manchester United win, and the score I'm going to go for 2-1. The goal scorers for Manchester United, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. Newcastle's goal scorer, I'm going to go with who shall I go with? Bruno Guimaraes. So that is your predictions. On another video, I'll be giving you my predicted 11 for this game. Manchester United have got to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Like I've mentioned, Man United are winless in the last 2 league games. And this will be a tough game against Newcastle because Newcastle are enjoying a very good season to their standards. Newcastle are 5th in the league. They won their last game against Nottingham Forest 2-1. This will be the 3rd time Man United will be playing Newcastle this season because Man United have already played them twice this season. Beat them in the Carabao Cup final 2-0. That was Erik ten Hag's first trophy as Man United manager, was the Carabao Cup, and it was Man United's first trophy in 6 years. Man United drew with Newcastle in the league at Old Trafford earlier on in the season, 0-0. And the last time Man United played Newcastle at St James's Park, it was 1-1. Man United have got players missing. Martial has been out of injury, but I'm hearing he's going to be available for the game on Sunday. Martial's been hampered with injuries this season. That's why he hasn't played many games. Sabitzer's picked up a knock, but he may be available for the game. Rashford's been injured, but expected to be available for this game. Rashford had to withdraw from the England squad because of the injury he picked up. Eriksen's still out with an ankle injury. Van der Beek, he's out for the rest of the season, won't play anyway because he's a squad player. Can see him leaving in the summer. Varane has been out with injury. Garnacho's out with injury. He came off injured in the 0-0 draw with Southampton. Tom Heaton, he's out for a few weeks. Casemiro won't be playing any part in this game against Newcastle because he's suspended. He's got 2 or 3 games to serve. As you all know, Newcastle are the richest club in the world, or one of the richest clubs in the world, since they had that takeover by the Saudi Arabians. Obviously, before the Saudi Arabians, Newcastle had Mike Ashley, and Mike Ashley got heavily criticised by Newcastle fans. You know, Newcastle fans were relieved when he sold the club. Mike Ashley was Newcastle's owner for 13 years or so. He ruined the club. I've got to give Eddie Howe credit. He's doing a good job as Newcastle manager. Eddie Howe was under contract to Newcastle until 2024, but was it last year? I just found out that he'd signed a new long-term contract at Newcastle. Eddie Howe has been the Newcastle manager for around 16 months, got appointed in as the Newcastle manager in November of last year. Sorry, November 2021. Before, Eddie Howe managed Bournemouth. He was at Bournemouth for several years and he had a spell with Burnley. Before Eddie Howe, Newcastle had Steve Bruce. Newcastle sacked him because he wasn't good enough, and before they had Rafa Benitez. Newcastle were consistent under him, but Rafa Benitez ended up resigning because he didn't get the backing. And the players Newcastle have got, they've got the likes of Jacob Murphy, Elliot Anderson, Alexander Isak, Newcastle got him from Real Sociedad. Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser, they're both former Bournemouth players. Miguel Almiron, I'm hearing he's going to be missing this game. He picked up an injury. He's going to miss the next 6 games, I heard. Matt Ritchie. Anthony Gordon, he's injured. Newcastle got him from Everton. Alan St. Maximin's been injured. He's one of the best players that Newcastle have got. Joseph Willock, Emil Kraft, he's not first choice anyway, plus he's injured. Sean Longstaff's a good midfielder. Matty Longstaff. Bruno Guimaraes is a good midfielder, like I've mentioned. Kieran Trippier, Newcastle signed him from Atletico Madrid. Jamal Lewis, Newcastle signed him from Norwich. Manquillo, Paul Dummett. Daniel Byrne, Newcastle signed him from Brighton. Matt Targett, Newcastle signed him from Villa. Sevan Botman, he's a defender. Newcastle got him from Lille. He's been out with a virus. Jamal Lascelles. The goalkeepers Newcastle have got, I think the first choice goalkeeper is Nick Pope. Nick Pope is injured at the moment. They got him from Burnley. They've got Dubravka. Don't forget, he was on loan at Man United, but his loan at Man United got terminated. They've got Karius. Karius, of course, was in goal in the final because obviously Pope was suspended for what he did in Newcastle's 2-0 defeat to Liverpool. And they've got another goalkeeper as well. Don't forget, Newcastle loaned Chris Wood out to Nottingham Forest to let Kieran Clark go. They loaned Darlow out, who was the Newcastle goalkeeper. And they've let other players go as well. Now, on my last video, I gave you the news regarding Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw agrees a new 4-year contract to stay at Manchester United as a reward for his impressive season. Luke Shaw's previous deal was set to expire in 2024. In December last year, Man United extended Luke Shaw's contract by 1 year. Luke Shaw's been at the club for nearly a decade. He joined Man United in 2014. Man United got him from Southampton for 30 million. Luke Shaw's played over 200 games for Man United. He's played around 35 games this season. He is still our first choice left back despite the arrival of Terrell Malacia. Shaw is injury prone though, which is a concern. And you know the news regarding Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood's been told that he cannot return to Man United training until next season. Greenwood recently held talks with Man United about coming back. I do not want Mason Greenwood back at Manchester United. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes, on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless.